What if I told you that more emotionally intelligent you become, the less you might need the traditional religion? Today, we're going to dive deep into how emotional awareness changed our relationship with faith, belief system, and the institution that guided humanity for millennia. I'm not here to attack anyone's belief or dismiss the positive role religion plays. Instead, I just want to explore a fascinating question. How does developing emotional intelligence change our relationship with organized religion? And why might emotionally aware individuals find themselves questioning the system which they accepted once without any doubt? First, how we got into the religion. Let's start with how most of us encountered the religion. For vast majority, it wasn't a conscious choice. It was an inheritance. We were born into families, communities, and cultures where specific beliefs were simple and normal. As a child, our brains were wired to accept what our caregivers tells us. We trust them completely because the survival depends on it. When parents says this is how the world works, we don't ask questions. We observe it. Religion often enters our life during this vulnerable period. But here's what interesting. Emotionally intelligent people start recognizing this pattern. They begin to ask, what do I actually believe versus what was I told to believe? This awareness is the first step. How religion control through emotion. Now let's examine the emotional mechanism at play. Religion is incredibly sophisticated at emotional management, and I mean this analytically, not critically. Fear is a primary tool. Fear of death, fear of punishment, fear of being outcasted, they aren't abstract concepts. They trigger neurological responses. Our brain doesn't distinguish between physical threat and eternal damnation. Then there is the flip side, promises of belonging, love, and eternal reward. But there is another emotional manipulation at play, the creation of us versus them mentalities. Many major religions don't just promote their own path, they actively spread suspicious fear or even hatred towards other faith. This serves multiple purposes. It strengthens the in-group loyalty, makes questioning more dangerous because leaving means joining the wrong side, and creates an emotional barrier to explore other perspectives. Think about it. How many religions teach us that other faiths are misguided, dangerous, or even evil? This isn't about theological differences. It's about emotional control through manufactured fear. Emotionally intelligent individuals start recognizing these patterns. They notice when fear is being used to influence a decision, when guilt is being weaponized to maintain control, and when hatred is being disguised as rightness. This awareness changes everything. So, why do we pass the religion to the next generation? Even when we might have doubts? First, it's what we know. Our neural pathways are carved deep by reputations and emotional significance. Second, there is a social pressure. Breaking religion traditions can mean losing the family, community, and the identity. But there is something deeper. We often lack the emotional tools to help our children navigate the life big questions without religion. We might think, how do I teach morality without a commandments? How do I comfort them about the death without a heaven? How do I give them purpose without divine calling? The emotionally intelligent person realize these are skills we can develop. We can teach empathy without divine commandment, find meaning through human connection, and face uncertainty with courage rather than faith. So, how do we break this cycle? It starts with honest self examination. First, develop emotional awareness. Notice when your religious beliefs are driven by fear versus genuine conviction. Ask yourself, I'm believing this because it makes sense to me or because I'm afraid of the consequences of not believing. Second, build emotional resilience. Learn to sit with uncertainty, to find the meaning in present moment, to connect with others without a shared methodology. Third, teach critical thinking alongside the emotional intelligence. Help the next generation ask questions not from rebellion but from genuine curiosity. Does religion help at all? Here's where I want to be completely fair. Religion does provide benefits community, moral frameworks, comfort during grief, sense of purpose, beautiful arts and culture. But Emotionally intelligent person asks, can I get these benefits without the dogma? Can I find the community without conformity? Can I live ethically without divine commandments? Can I find meaning without mythology? The answer I believe is yes. But this requires developing the emotional skills that religion offers in a package form. It's hard work, but it's more authentic work. This isn't about anti religious, this is about being pro awareness. Some people find genuine fulfillment in religion practice, and that's valid. But for those who find themselves questioning, who feels manipulated by emotional appeals, who want to think for themselves, emotional intelligence offers a pathway forward. The goal isn't to replace religion with nothing, it's to replace unexamined faith with examined living, to replace emotional manipulation with emotional mastery, to replace inherited belief with consciously chosen values. What do you think? Have you noticed how emotional awareness changed your relationship with belief system? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If this strikes you, consider subscribing for more contents. The goal isn't to tear down what others find meaningful, but to build up what makes us genuinely human. The capacity to think, feel, and choose for ourselves. Thank you, and bye.